All right. Yeah, good evening. So we'll be looking at objects today, and um, on Monday I just explained. I gave an explanation on objects, but we are done with arrays and all the arrays method. So today we'll be looking at objects and each of the object method, how to manipulate objects, how to access them, and how to make use of them. So an object stores data as a key value pairs, right? That tells you that when you buy padlock, right? When you buy padlock, you have key and you have padlock. So that's how it is. So this is the key, this is the padlock. Understand? Who is that? Okay. Michael, how are you? All right, let's continue. So time that you join, we have looked at array. So we are just starting objects now. Object in JavaScript. Object in JavaScript. You can watch the video. The video is on the YouTube already. If you have any question, you can also ask on the group chat. Yeah. So object is just like an array, right? But object comes in pairs, while arrays comes in just normal values. But objects have key and values, so there must be a key and there must be a value. Do you understand? And you also store objects in a variable too, just like you store array in a variable. This is an array, right? This is an array. You store array inside a variable or fruit. That's how you also store objects. That's how you also store objects. This is an object. This is an object. You store this object in a variable called user. You understand? So inside this object now we have, okay, sorry. Inside this object now, we have different keys and values. We have name, we have Alex, age 20, is enrolled, is what? Is true. So this name now is the key. Remember, an object stores data as key and values. So let student, which is, this is a variable name, then this is an object. This object is coming as what? As key and values. So we have name as the key, Alex as the value, age as the key, 20 as the value, is enrolled as the key, true is the value. Do you understand? Unlike array that comes in just plain text like that, or plain value. But even though it comes in plain value, there's also a way to access each of the array using index, using index. So we know that arrays are um zero index, what is it called, items or values. They are zero index items. So for you to access this apple now, you must you have to access it with zero, because it's starting with what? Starting with apple, and the index at this particular place is zero. The index at this particular position is 1. The index at this particular position 2. is 2. So if you want to access array now, so if you want to if you want to access this apple now, you will now do fruit dot 0. Fruit dot 0. When you do fruit dot 0, you get apple. If you do fruit dot 1, you get banana. If you do fruit dot orange, fruit dot 2, you get orange. Do you understand? Please confirm if you can hear me.
Yes.
All right, thank you. All right, so that's for array. Now we can also access, objects too, just like that. So for you to access this object, for you to access alex now, you will now do student dot name. If you console dot log it, you will see alex. Student dot age, console dot log the result, you see 20. Student dot is enrolled, if you console dot log it, you will see true. So that tells you that for you to access alex, you have to access it with the key called name. For you to access 20, you have to access it with the key called age. For you to access is enrolled, you have to access it. For you to access true, you have to access it with the key called is enrolled. Do you understand? So just have in mind that object dey comes in key value pairs, while arrays comes in indexed. Array is indexed items. Do you understand? Now accessing object properties, we have dot notation. Dot notation for you to access the object property. Now for you to access the object property, one, console dot log student dot name. If you do student dot name, remember student here is what? Is the variable name. And what you want to access? You want to access alex. So if you do student dot name, you will get alex. Yeah. All right. You will get alex. If you do student dot age, you will get 20. If you do student dot is enrolled, you will get true. No worry, we will still use VS Code to practice it too. I just want to explain it. You also have bracket notation. Bracket notation. Remember, what you are looking at is accessing object properties. So you are trying to access all these things, all these property. Now we have talked about dot notation using student dot name. Now we are looking at bracket notation, which is student, the variable name, then square bracket, then inside the square bracket you have a double quote. In between the double quotes, that's where you put the key of the item you are looking for. So for example, now you are looking for alex. Now you know what you put here is name. Are you getting it? That's what you want to access. You want to access alex, so you put name here. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So let's go. uh Object. Object. Object in javascript. Object in javascript. Right. So accessing, okay, let's say object in javascript now. So creating objects, right? You have to make, you have to create a variable. Let's say student equal to, or let's use this thing. Let's use fruit equal to an object. Yeah. uh, this one okay, let's say uh, mango equal to okay, mango equal to mango seed, mango seed. uh, then let's say sorry, then orange now, orange equal to orange seed. mm, banana, banana seed. Yeah, do you notice something just now? You notice that if you look at it very well, you see that this thing have a red, showing red something right under it. That means that we have done something wrong. So I just observed that I forgot to put a comma here. So when I put this comma and the error disappears. Do you understand? So JavaScript is somehow strict, but JavaScript is not that strict sha, but it is somehow strict. Do you get? There are some programming language that are very strict too. Like this Go now, this Go is very strict, like mad. uh So yeah, myself. Yeah. So now for you to access banana seed now, what are you going to do? You now do console.log, console.log, then the name of the variable, then what you want to access. So if I open this on my browser, let's see what it will give to me. All right, I seen it, banana seed. So that means you have used the key, because it's the key now. Object, okay, let me write it here. Object are, or object always comes in key value pairs, key value pairs, key value pairs. You understand? You always come in key value pairs. So this is the key and this is the value, right? So I want to access this banana seed now. There's no need for me to write banana seed. I'll just write banana to give me this. Do you understand? The same thing too as, let's say, let student student equal to, then student equal to this, then let's say name equal to Bernard, then age 16, right? Then is student false, because I'm not a student at this particular scenario. Uh, mm, is instructor Yeah, true. Do you understand? Now, for me to now access my name now, which is Bernard, what I'll do is that I'll do console.log, console.log, then student dot is okay name. So let's see what I'll have. Please confirm if you can hear me. Oh. So what I'll have is
I can
this.
hear you. I can hear you.
All right. Ah, where is the other guy? Michael. Okay, okay. So Bernard, are you seeing it? Bernard is my name. That's the value at the front of the key called name. Somehow, right? This object is more advanced of variable declaration and variable like initiating variable. uh because you can say let name equal to equal to equal to I'm coming on. Hey Jesus, oh, see dust. God, um, sorry. Oh. Mm. Okay, let's say peace now, right? So if you do console.log name, mm, let's see what you have. Peace. Are you getting it? Are you seeing now? You can from this example now. We now understand that even variable declaration and variable initiation, right, is still more of object. Like object now is advanced of this one. Are you getting it? Object is advanced of this other one, which is this one is just normal variable declaration. Why this one now? This one actually is just like a data coming from the database. Data coming from database. So if your backend engineer now send this information, like maybe student one, student two, student three, student four, student five, maybe you have five students now, and you want to access each of the students name. That's when you now, because normally anything that is coming from backend always come as an object. Do you understand? Always come as an object, or it can also come as array of an object. Array, this array, right? Then it can also
Yeah.
it can come as array of an object. So this is an object. This is also an object.
When you say you put
This is an object. You understand? So backend engineers always send most of their data, most of their information like this. Now you now as a front-end engineer now, right? Maybe you want to display the person's name and the person's age on their dashboard. What you now do is you now say student dot name. This is a variable. So for let's say inside this array now, you say let array 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 equal to this right? And remember all this information now, all this information, they are inside here for student one, student two, student three. Now for it to now access the first person name, right? You now do array dot, you now go inside, like you now move inside the object. You understand? You move from outside now, enter inside the inside the array. Then from inside the array now you now move, enter inside the object. It's, so you will get the student name for the first one, get student name for the third second one, get student name for the third one. You understand? No, I mean, this is just like an advanced something sha. But I'm just trying to tell you that anything that is coming from back end, you as a front end engineer or full stack, you still get to full stack sha, you still do back end now. But I'm just telling you now before that time that anything that you'll be sending as a back end engineer, they always come from database as an object. Now it's not left for the front end engineer to know how to do what, how to get the person's name, how to get the person's age, depending on what you want to display on the dashboard or display on anywhere. So, and the reason why this one now note the reason why this one is like this is that I can say is students. This is a boolean now. Yes or no, one or zero, right? In electrical it means one or zero. In programming it means one. Programming also means one and zero, while in electrical it means on and off, something like that. So you can now do a check that if student to inside the student object now, if the student is a false, if the student now is a false, do not display the age. Do you understand? But if you say if student is if instructor is a true, then display the name and the age. But I feel like that's advanced something for you guys sha. But we'll still get there. But do you understand but you have been understanding what I'll be explaining now. How to
Yeah.
get the person's name. Yeah, how to get the person's name.
Yes. Yes.
Alright. So now let's move to now we have done with dot notification dot this thing. What is it called? Dot notation. We are done with dot notation. Now we are moving to bracket notation now. Notation is simple too. You just call the variable name, then square bracket. Then inside the square bracket now, we will get this single quote. Then the name or the key you want to access, that's what you put inside in between the double quote. So let's say console now, console.log, console.log um student dot, right, no, square bracket, then this. Then we have instructor. So we want to get the value for instructor. So let's go to our VS Code, and I say VS Code, our browser, and see what it will show us. Instructor is what? Is true. I seen it. As we have able to access the instructor value. We are able to access the instructor value using square notation. So you can use or bracket notation. So you can use either of the two. You can use dot notation or notation to access what your backend is sending, what your backend engineer is sending from your database, because it always comes in object. Do you get? Now let's move to object methods. Just like some of the method we look at when we are doing array. Some method we look at when we are doing array. So object also have its own method too. Object have its own method. So what is a method? A method is a function inside an object. A method is a function inside an object. Do you understand? That's it. And remember, we have talked about function, right? Our previous video, you can go to the YouTube channel and watch it. So we have talked about function. Can you
Yeah.
Can you remember? Can you remind me what function is?
It's a block of code created to perform a specific task.
Or I'll buy you bobo. So, so now a method now is now a function, right? Underline the function. It's a function inside an object. Look at object now. This is an object, right? Then inside this object now, there's a function inside. So that function is called method. Do you understand? It's called method. Now that function that is inside an object is called method. So for example now, let's say we have a user. We have a user. Hmm? Oh no, let me not use that one. So let me just use this one. So you have greet. Are you seeing it? Greet. Greet is what? In this place now, what does greet represent?
Function.
Greet, no, greet not represent function. Greet represent key. Remember now, object comes in key and p.
Yeah, sorry, the
Uh,
key value.
yes, this is the key, and
Then the
this,
function is the value.
yes, the function is the value. Do you understand? So we have, so the key now is greet, right? Then then function, I seen it. So the function name now will now be uh even, let's say even, that's the function name. No params, just return hello, just return hello. Yeah. So let's now call this function now. Remember when we are doing function, we say function comes with the keyword called what? Function, right? Then after the keyword, or after the keyword now, we now have a function name, right? Then after the function name, we have, okay, after the function name, we have a bracket. Inside the bracket, it collects, it receive a parameters or an argument or values, right? Then it now returns, okay, it receive parameters, then returns what? It returns value. Do you understand? So just let's liken our function to something like a computer. Computer is an electronic device that here primary school abi secondary school. It's an electronic device that receive data, process data and give out data, which is as a finished product, right? So your function is still like that. Your function receive something, it process it, and it also give a result of it. So the result now is what we call value, while the what it receives is what we call parameters. Do you understand? Please come.
Yeah.
Thank you. So for us to get the greet function now, right? This one say you never put name. Okay, let's do it like that. So let us assume that the name now is now this is the name of the function. So if you want to access this greet now, or if you want to access this function now, you now access it with the key name called greet. So let's go. So you have dot greet. I know that dot greet now is what is a function. It's not just anyhow something. Initially, if it was just name now, there's nothing we need to put at the front. But since it's a function, we just have to put the words, the function sign, this thing. So let's look at what it will give. Oh. Mhm. So let's look at what it will return. Hello peace. I seen it. Hello peace. That's the return.
Yeah,
That the
see
return
that.
value. That is return value. So that's basically how to access method in objects. In objects. Now, I was looking at object destructuring. There's what we call object destructuring when it comes to programming. Object destructuring is just simply like you you are collecting multiple. You want to collect multiple values. No, I'm not just talking. Destructuring lets you extract values from objects into variables. So maybe you have multiple values now. Maybe you have a particular person called Bernard, right? And the person's name is Bernard. Person's name is person age is 20 years old. The person gender is male, etc. Those kind of stuff now. So you want to now collect, like you already know that this is the person. Oh, this is the person. Person have a first name, last name, age, right? Now you want to now collect. You want to now collect all these things now into a variable. You want to collect them and store them inside a variable, right? You want to collect this Jamil, you want to collect this Lee, you want to collect this 25 and store them inside a variable. That's what you now do. Now look at it. You remember our variable declaration using let, var, and cost, right? So you now do let, yeah, let first name. Look at it too. Are you seeing this curly bracket? This curly bracket that surrounds the names, the first name and the age. So we say let
Yeah,
the curly bracket first name, then age
age.
equal to person. Remember, this person now,
Yeah,
it represents this stuff here. Hmm? And this stuff that is here now, inside this object, right? There's key and value. So first name represent what? Jamil. Last name represent what? Lee. Age represent what? 25. Age represent 25. So now you want to now collect the age and the first name from this object, and this object already be stored here. So for it to now, that's what we now call destructuring. Lets you extract values from objects into a variable. So you are trying to extract this value, this Jamil Lane 25, from a variable called person. Sorry, from an object called person into a variable. This is a variable, first name and age. Let me not speak English too much. Let me show you something. Michael, I hope you are following. Follow, please, I beg you. But if you are confused, you are always I'm always available. Reach out to me. Do you understand? And if you have any question, always ask on the group chat. Always ask on the group chat. So we are doing this now. We are doing uh, the structuring. Oh, so so I hope you understand what I explained the other time in that note. But this time around, what I want to do is to I want to change it to my name, right? And I want to change this to my age, right? My age. Now what's next I'm going to do is I want to say dot console dot log, right? Console dot log. The way we used to do it, my name dot first name. So let's see what will happen. Alright. First name occurs typo error. Cannot read properties. First name. Okay. Cannot read this property. So that means I want to do it like this. Yeah, my name. Alright. Let's just do it like this. Let's just do it the way they do their own. Oh, I get. So instead of okay, let me just use my age now. But it will not still work. Oh. Let's see if it will work. Well, I doubt if it will work. I doubt if it will work. It will not work. Yeah. But assuming we put just my age now. Assuming we put age 25. I seen it. So what actually happened here was that you are extracting you are extracting the values. You extract the values into you remember that person. That's what represents this whole object, right? Now you now carry the object now is what person represents. You now carry person inside here. Carry person inside here. Just it's just like you carry this stuff like this now. Enter inside here, right? That's how it is. That's how it is. But thank God for variable. Thank God for variable. So you now carry only the variable name. You carry only the variable name and put inside here. So you want to now try to access the values from the variable name. You want to access the value from the variable name. So you now need to extract. You need to extract it from. You extract the values. Extract the values now from the object name person, then you now put it inside, now put it inside a variable. This is a variable, this is a variable. So you are trying to bring many variables to, you are trying to bring many variables together inside one uh, one variable. Remember, you know that when we are doing variable declaration, we are saying let name equal to Bernard, right? Now it's just only one, and the value is just what? The value is just only one. Do you understand? But now I want to, they are more than one, right? They are more than one. So we are trying to extract them from inside this person variable, which is the variable name, and store them inside each of the variables. So that's how that we convert this key, this first name as key, this last name as key, this age as key. We now convert it into a variable name, not a key anymore. Do you understand?
Yeah.
We convert first name from key to variable, convert last name from key to variable, convert age from key to a variable. Now for us to now get the age, now there's no need for us to now do this console dot log person dot age. There's no need for us to do it again, because we have already
Yeah.
extract them inside these variables. Do you understand? So that's the structuring. That's the structuring of an object. You destructure it and put and turn the key into a variable name, so that you can able to access it. Yeah. So that's it. So we have, I seen it. Variables names must match the object key, which is this first name, last name. So if you want to do the structuring, you must make sure that your variable name must match your what? Must match your key. So that's the rule. Let first name then console.log. Then you can also do it this way. Yeah, you can do it this way. You can do it this way. Let me, you can say let let then this first name equal to person. Now for you to now access it now, you say Jesus. We now say console no log first name, which is coming from here. Do you understand? So if you now output it now, what you don't get, you get Jamil. Was that the first? That's the first name. So this thing, there are many ways. There are many ways going about it. There are many ways going about it. So you just have to practice, make research, practice, make research, practice, make research. You can just copy this stuff now on Google and ask Google. I think Google have AI. Ask Google that what is the best way to achieve this particular goal. Google will now explain more, will give you more explanation, addition to what I have already explained. Do you get? Yeah. So
Yeah.
That's it. So in summary, she know that array stores order list. So in array now, they comes in order list like one, it must be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you understand? It's not that one will be at the front, zero will be at the middle, five will be at the second position. No, it is ordered. You know, for
That's index.
yes, in there. So for army, you have to follow order. If you don't follow order, they fire you or they give you punishment. So that's how it is when it comes to this particular stuff array. Then in array we have push and pull, which is to add and remove from end of an array, shift and unshift, add or remove from the start, map, transform every items. Do you understand? Transform every items. If you are incoming call from King Armani. King, please I will call you back. Please I will call you back. Yeah. So map to transform, filter to keep items, reduce. Where is that? All right. Uh
15 minutes left.
yes, 15 minutes left. So reduce, combine, objects, reduce to combine, like maybe you want to do addition of 1 to 100 now, which is 1 plus 2, 2 plus 3, 2 plus 4, 2 plus 5. You don't want to stress yourself, you can just use this object to do it. This reduce method now in array can use to do it. Then we have object stores values, data as key value pairs. Then method function inside an object, the structure in extract values easily from an object. You understand? Then on your own you can actually go ahead and practice this when you are free, or make sure you do it this week. Yeah, so that's all for array and object. So the other one we'll be looking at, I'll just give an explanation because of our time, is asynchronous JavaScript. Mm. Promises, async and await. So I remember in year 3, in one of our electrical lab, they used to teach us synchronous machine and asynchronous machine. So back then our lecturer would always say that synchronous machine is this, asynchronous machine is this. So when I saw this in JavaScript, I was like, wow. So we make use of some school scenarios or some school stuff in JavaScript or in programming. So I'll just explain synchronous JavaScript and asynchronous JavaScript. Synchronous JavaScript, right, is the code runs line by line. That tells that you have to follow a particular order. You understand? That also tell you that one of your code must run first before the other one. So if it is from up to down, it must be up, down. Like if it's from 1 to 5, it must be 1. 1 will first run, 2 will run, 3 will run, 4 will run, 5 will run. Do you understand? So each task must finish before the next one begin. Each of the task or each of your code must finish running before the next one starts running. That's why that's one of the reason why I love not only PHP, actually some other programming language like that. So we have console.log start. Example is this one, console.log start, and console.log middle, console.log log end. So if you run this code now, one of them will start first, the middle one will follow it, then the end will do what? We end it. That's synchronous JavaScript, synchronous JavaScript. Then each lines wait for the previous one. So for example, now I used to tell my students that you are in Ugele now and you have an appointment with the governor in Warri by 7 a.m. and they say you should come with your brother. They're going to give you 7 million. Or if I see 7 million, I don't bro. So give you 7 million. And your brother dey for like you guys have to like enter road around 5, right? By 5 your brother still dey snore for bed say na that you know say that early morning sleep na im dey sweet pass you get. Na that sleep na im dey make some people dey late dey go work actually. So omo you go leave your brother o go meet the governor o because you go need to leave your brother. Do you understand? So I'm making that example now because of what I want to say next. So some tasks for asynchronous, right? Some tasks run in the background, don't block the rest of the code. Do you understand? So as one dey run, eh, if that one never finish, the other one can still be running. Like maybe your brother never ready, your brother will come and meet you later. You go and meet the governor first for you to collect your money. Do you understand? That's asynchronous JavaScript. You don't need to wait for the first code to finish running before you start your own code. Do you get? So that's it. So example,
Yeah.
so perfect example is fetching data from a server, reading file, waiting for 2 seconds, etc. So by our next class, we'll look at examples. We'll look at examples. So just try and let's join on Friday. Let's join early. Maybe we can do the class by 3 p.m. actually, or even time. But just I will drop the time on the group chat.
Okay.
Yeah. So thank you very much for having me today.